Oh, it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Gyan, John Prakash, um, who's a native son of India. He's had an extremely illustrious career in the fields of medicine and eye disease and pharmacology in general. He received his PhD in medical microbiology from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and an MBA in pharmaceutical management and marketing through programs at UCLA and St. John's University. In the 1990s, John managed a variety of international clinical programs for Pfizer International, including antifungal and anti-cancer therapeutics, including therapies for eye diseases. In the past decade, Dr. Prakash has worked as a senior drug development expert for NIAID, director at the Department of Defense, providing guidance for the development of drugs and biologics, and more recent, he was with AMAR International Incorporated, a consulting firm specializing in life science programs. He served as Chief Operating Officer and Principal Scientist for industry, academic, and government clients, including the NIH. Currently, John is the Associate Director of International Programs at the National Eye Institute, and I can say personally that no one has provided more support and enthusiastic guidance, hard work for our international ophthalmological research and patient care, and then John Prakash. He's truly been a breath of fresh air at the NEI, and so I'm very, very proud to have the honor of introducing him.
Okay. John? Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for that introduction. We will now move on into the actual lecture. Dr. Gyan, John, I hope you can hear us. John, you can hear us? Excellent.
Did you hear the whole introduction about you?
Yes, thank you. Do you see me in the screen?
Very well with your slides on.
Okay, do you have my slide on?
Yes, it's on.
We just turn you around now so the audience, I mean, you can see the audience.
Okay, very good. So first of all, thank you very much, Professor Aditya, and thank you very much, my distinguished colleague, Dr. Freeland and Francis, the distinguished guests, colleagues. I'm really truly honored and humbled to accept the Prof. Endowment Award established in the honor of the hard work and dedication of Professor McFadden's parents. I feel thank you very much for inviting me to join you all by video this morning, this afternoon, this evening your time. 9:15 here in the morning, and I'm really grateful to all our IT professionals who have really worked hard to make it possible for me to join you. This is really interesting that I'm able to join you through a video link, or I'd always wanted to do a screen test for Bollywood. So this is my opportunity. I'm hoping that you have some Bollywood stars and as well as the Bollywood directors, and I can pass my screen test. So if you bear with me, we're going to work through the slides and go through the list. So here's my disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this presentation are those of my own, and they do not reflect directly the official policy. And there are no financial disclosures to make. So as human beings, we are a very, very visual creatures. And as we know, the eyes are the most powerful, at least the most used of all 5 basic senses, or what they call it in India, Gyan. So we have the 5 senses: the sight, the hearing, the touch, the taste, and smell. And obviously, things that are related to eyes are very important. Now, we communicate through our eyes. The meanings are fairly straightforward. It all depends how we communicate, how our eye movements are. And Bollywood has already recognized the importance of eyes, so I thought it would be very befitting to the event in Mumbai to actually present and give you a list of the movies, Bollywood movies that have been made specifically addressing things related to eye or eye diseases. And these are some of my favorite. Growing up in India in 60s and 70s, I became a big fan of Bollywood movies, and just as late as recently, this movie here, The Black, obviously has attracted a lot of attention, international as well as attention in Bollywood. So we feel that it's very befitting to the occasion as well as the content of this meeting that's happening in Mumbai, and we are all able to join at Professor Natarajan and his Aditya Jyot Foundation team. So what I thought this afternoon is I will go through a few things, a few list of information that I have, and give you a perspective on sharing the future by looking at where we are. Also talk about where we are going, what our global vision is, and then talk about collaborations for the greater good. It's all about collaborations that we have, and then the progress that we have made, and then talk about our future and the perspective that we have at the National Eye Institute, the place I work. So we know that about 285 million people worldwide are visually impaired. Yes, can you hear me? Oh, we are? Okay, now I've actually moved, so hold on a second, please. Okay, so hold on a second, Hold on a second, I'm getting technical help here.
Sounds good.
Okay, so disclaimer and obviously the financial disclosure. Can you see the third slide?
Yes, we see disclosure.
Okay.
And now we're individuals.
Okay, so as human beings, I was saying that we are considered visual creatures. Obviously, the eyes are the most important, or at least the most used of all 5 basic senses. And particularly in being in Bollywood, it has really drawn attention to various things that relate to eyes, and we are able to actually communicate using our senses and especially with the eyes. Here, the Bollywood always had a focus on the eyes. Growing up in India back in many years ago, I had a very, very strong appreciation for the things that have been done right there in Mumbai, where you are. And these are some of my favorite great work that have been done on eyes. And I'm hoping that Bollywood's love affair with the eyes will continue in the future. So I thought I would share with you the future by looking at where we are first, and then where we are going, talk to you about our global vision, and we discuss the collaboration for the greater good. It's all about doing international science by collaboration. And then just talk to you about some of the progress that we have made, and then close the presentation with some perspective and give you talk to you about the future where we are heading. Can you see my slides moving? Okay,
yeah, they're going fine. They're doing fine.
Okay, very good. So, as we know, there are over 285 million people are visually impaired worldwide, and about 39 some million people are really blind, and about 250 million people have low vision. up to, but the good thing is that we have these numbers, and the perspective is that we have about 80% of the world population that is suffering from blindness, and that blindness is avoidable. And this graph gives you especially the various regions of the world and people who are blind and who have the low vision. Especially if you look at this number in India, this number is staggering, quite high. About 2/3 of the blind people are women and girls. 82% of blind people are aged 50 or above. And this is something from my visit to Aditya Jyot Foundation. And as you can see, that global causes for blindness, as what it was reported in 2010, a large number of people still remain affected by cataract. Yes. Of the 39, some people across the globe who are blind, 15 million are from India. That's about 75-80% of these cases are avoidable blind. While India needs 40,000 optometrists, it has only 8,000. So as you can see, clearly there's a tremendous shortage of eye care professionals in India. It needs about 2.5 lakhs donated eyes every year, and with about 100 plus eye banks that manage to collect approximately 25,000 eyes, and 30% of that cannot be used. So obviously we are looking to improve these eye care services. India has over 12,000 ophthalmologists, and unfortunate part is that a rural area remains still quite unserved in India. Okay. And in terms of education, there's a lot going on in India. However, there's a increase in the number of people who are adding pretty much every year, and that adds to a large number of blind people as well as folks who are suffering from eye disease-related issues. The shortage of donated eyes is becoming a huge problem in India. Good news is that Health Ministry is obviously has a national program to control blindness and expects to reach its target to a level, but it's still a lot needs to be done. A lot needs to be done in this field. So I'm going to share some information here that what we do. I'm sitting here at the National Institutes of Health, and as you know, some of my colleagues are with you this evening in Mumbai, including Dr. Hetmansik and Ms. Nandita Chopra. And our agency, this picture here you see is in Bethesda, Maryland, which is just about half an hour from 30 minutes from the U.S. Capitol. And this large campus is right in the outskirts of Washington, D.C. The National Institute of Health is an agency of the U.S. government. It's like your Ministry of Health in India. But our mission is essentially to support biomedical research to uncover new knowledge, and that improves the health of all Americans as well as the human conditions throughout the world. So clearly, as you can see, that we are interested in the diseases and the human conditions, learning the science behind it that spans all around the world. So in the National Institute of Health, we have several institutions that are essentially dedicated to either specific diseases or organ systems. Our institute is National Eye Institute, which is right here, and it's dedicated to really conducting and supporting research, training, and the programs that relate to blinding eye disease, visual disorders, learning about the science of